Looking for a fun new Procreate watercolor painting idea? I'm Dee, and today I'll show you how to create realistic watercolor blueberries in Procreate. We'll cover everything from choosing the right brushes and color combinations to adding those final details that make your blueberries look juicy and delicious. Stick around to the end for some extra tips that'll take your watercolor skills to the next level. And make sure to hit like and subscribe for more Procreate tutorials. Okay, to begin your artwork, open Procreate and tap the plus icon to create a new canvas. Choose a square canvas, 3000 by 3000 pixels. Tap the wrench icon, select Add, then insert a photo. You're going to choose a watercolor textured paper for the first layer. If you've signed up to be one of my Patreon members, you will have access to the watercolor textured paper, the blueberry color palette and brush set so that you can follow along on this video. However, you can also use the standard watercolor and wash brushes available on Procreate. It's just a case of experimenting with what works for you. On a new layer, you're going to start drawing the outline of the blueberry using this blue. You're then going to go to your blueberry brush set and you're going to choose the watercolor medium wash brush. Loosely draw a circle for the outline of the blueberry. Selection tool to move the blueberry to the right position. I'm just going to center this. You're then going to increase your brush size and you're going to start building up color gradually, adding shadows around the edges and leaving the center light for highlights. This is a lovely brush to use because, as you can see, you can create a glazing effect like you would in authentic watercolor. Every time you lift your brush and you put it down again, it darkens the color beneath. Use the smudge tool with the watercolor soft brush to blend colors and soften shadows and highlights. Use the watercolor wet brush to add texture to the edges. Now you're going to choose a medium dark blue and the watercolor soft brush. Layer this color over the existing shadow areas to build dimension. Now repeat this process with a darker blue. Use a medium blue to further enhance the shadows and create a realistic watercolor effect. Next, use the smudge tool set as the watercolor soft texture brush, reduce the size and opacity, and use it to blend your various tones of blue. This will help you to create gentle gradients. Choose a lighter blue and softly fill in some of the highlight areas. Now create a new layer and use a deep blue-black color to sketch the leaves or the opening of the blueberry. Keep the lines organic and loose, adding details in the center. Use the dark blue to fill in the blueberry skin around the opening. Lay the color like you would on a coloring page. Now choose an orange color and fill in the central circle of the opening with reduced opacity. Add more dark areas to the opening with the dark blue and create a shadow. Go over the shadow with a brighter blue to add depth and vibrancy. On a new layer, use white to add highlights to the center and around the edges of the blueberry. You can play around with opacity and have a lower opacity for more subtle highlights, and increase opacity to add more of a bright white effect around the edges. Merge all layers by squeezing the 3 layers together in the Layers panel. Optional extra, you can draw a second blueberry following the exact steps I used previously, but you can change the angle if you like. It's always a good idea to work from a reference image. And don't forget to draw your second blueberry on a new layer. You can also add white specks and markings for visual interest on your second blueberry. For the next step, you are going to reposition the blueberries on your canvas by using the selection tool and rearranging the layers. Use the eraser tool to remove any overlap that shouldn't be visible. On a new layer, use a pale grey-blue to draw shadows beneath each of the blueberries. Remember that the shadow should be opposite the highlighted part of the blueberry. Add depth to the shadows with a darker rounded shape closer to each of the blueberries. You can also use your smudging tool to soften the gradient and to soften the edges of the shadow. And to make your final watercolor appear really authentic, and also to add a fun element to it, use splash brushes from the Blueberry Watercolor Kit to add splashes of color in the background. Vary the colors and sizes of the splashes to create visual interest. And don't forget to sign your artwork. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please like and subscribe to my channel for more Procreate tips and tricks. And if you want access to the brushes, color palettes, and textured canvas I used in this video, head over to my Patreon. Thanks for watching.